The predator called him Uncle Death and trusted its den to his watch. To most of the galaxy, the Varrix were a horror story. They were muscle and armor, four-armed lizards with heat-sensing eyes and teeth that could cut ship plating. Colonies abandoned worlds rather than share air with them. You didn't study a Varrix. You ran. The Tanari Mining Authority learned that lesson too late on Drogon 4. 2 weeks after they broke ground, the outpost went silent, no signals, no life signs, only motion on thermal scans, dozens of moving heat signatures in the jungle. Command prepared to sterilize the site. Then the shuttle Raven 6 arrived. 1 passenger. A human. 1. The man who wouldn't leave. Chief Engineer Samuel Rains was 60, grey-haired, and slow to speak. He was supposed to salvage equipment before the orbital bombardment. When the security team briefed him on the predators, he listened, nodding. "They're perfect killers," said Captain Vaughn, scales flickering with stress. "They hunt for sport." Samuel just grunted. "Sport, huh? Sounds like home." When the evacuation ship lifted off, Rain stayed behind with a repair drone, a medfoam kit, and a thermos of coffee. 2. The first meeting. The jungle sang with insects and rain. He followed damaged power lines to a collapsed tunnel. Something inside breathed. He shone his light. 2 orange eyes stared back. "Yeah," he murmured, "you're big." The creature stepped forward, a Varrix twice his height, one arm gashed open, ichor hissing where it hit the mud. Samuel set down the medfoam. "You hold still, I'll fix that." It roared, a sound that made his chest ache. He didn't move. Finally the beast stopped, trembling. He tossed the canister. It burst, sealing the wound in expanding silver foam. The Varrix blinked, sniffed, then backed away into the dark. 3. Nothing happens. For 3 nights, no attack came. The motion sensors still saw movement, but the shapes circled the base, never closing in. Vaughn's last message from orbit screamed through static, "You're still alive?" "Yep," Rains replied. "Think they're shy." 4. The Watchers. A week later, he found gifts at the fence: bones, shiny stones, torn metal. Offerings. Threats. He couldn't tell. One evening, while he patched a solar relay, a small Varrix appeared, barely waist-high, curious. It tilted its head and made a throaty sound. "Kel Death." Samuel stared. "Uncle Death. That's dramatic." The little one clicked its teeth like laughter and vanished. From then on, the title stuck. 5. The Quake. 2 months later, a quake collapsed the ridge tunnels. The Varrix went wild, circling, keening. Samuel scanned the rubble, caught faint heartbeats. "They're trapped." He grabbed his exosuit and crawled in. 6 hours of digging, 1 broken actuator, and a lot of swearing later, 3 juveniles crawled free. When he carried them out, the alpha emerged, a shadow in the rain. It looked at the young, then at him. He expected death. Instead, it lowered its head until its forehead touched the mud at his boots. 6. A strange peace. After that, the colony perimeter changed. The Varrix patrolled it. No scavengers came near. Rains built new sensors and spent nights at a campfire outside the fence, drinking coffee while glowing eyes watched from the trees. "Guess I'm babysitting, huh?" he said once. A low rumble answered, almost a purr. 7. Visitors. Months later, a corporate frigate dropped soldiers to reclaim the site. They laughed when he warned them. "Old man, those things are animals." When the soldiers entered the jungle, the night erupted, screams, gunfire, silence. At dawn, nothing moved but mist. Rains shook his head. "Told you." 8. The Egg. One morning, the alpha approached carrying something between its claws, an egg, bright blue veins pulsing beneath its shell. It laid the egg at his feet. He whispered, "You're trusting me?" The Varrix bowed, 4 arms spread wide, then vanished into the trees. He built a cradle from spare heaters and glass. When it hatched, the hatchling chirped and followed him everywhere, chewing his boots. He sighed. Great. Uncle Death's a babysitter now. 9. The fire from the sky. A year later, Corporate Command decided to solve the Varrix problem with orbital bombardment. Rains heard the ships descending and ran to the ridge. The Alpha met him there, growling at the sky. "Get the little ones underground," he said. The Predator hesitated. He smacked its armored shoulder. "Go. I'll hold the line." He patched into the comms, shouting, "Abort strike. Civilians down here." The fleet ignored him. So he overrode the planetary grid and fired the mining lasers straight into orbit. It didn't destroy the ships, but it blinded their targeting. When the smoke cleared, the bombardment had missed the nest. The Alpha found him hours later, singed and coughing but alive. It lowered its head beside him. He rested a hand on its snout. "Told you I'd watch the den." 10. The years after. The corporation never returned. The colony decayed. But Drogon 4 stayed peaceful. Explorers passing through sometimes caught glimpses of huge shadows walking beside a single old human through the ruins. They called him a ghost. The Varrix called him something else. 11. The last day. Samuel Rains died quietly in his chair, a mug of cold coffee beside him, the young Varrix sleeping near his feet. When recovery crews arrived decades later, they found no body, only his jacket folded neatly on a stone, a small pile of offerings around it. And carved into the rock in claw marks both deep and deliberate were 3 words in translated runes. Uncle Death watches. 12. The legend. Centuries later, xenologists studying Varrix culture discovered a ritual phrase spoken before they leave their young unguarded. Unkel der Vorn Sen. Uncle Death keeps watch. No one remembered his name. Only that once, on a wild world, the galaxy's most feared predators had trusted a human to guard their future. And he had.